Well, good morning. You join me on my Cotswold Syndicate, and what a morning it's been. I've got one of my target fish in the retainer that I caught just before the cameraman got here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to show you this fish. It's a very, very special fish. Got down here just before it got dark yesterday, put a little bit of bait out on a spot that's been doing a few fish, and yeah, I didn't expect to get this fish this morning. So without further ado, we'll get this fish out and you can take a look. Well, how about that for a carp? If you could choose one to catch out of this lake, this would be it. I said to you, this is my target fish. I'm absolutely blown away. Lost for words, but yeah, what a carp. What a carp. I say this is my target fish, bit down in weight, but it's on the way back up. 35 pound, 2 ounces. The weight is absolutely irrelevant when they look like this. Like I say, I'm absolutely over the moon. Get in there. So slip this one back. Hopefully there'll be a few more to come, and I can talk you through the rigs and tactics that I use to catch this fish. But to be honest, like I say, I'm a bit lost for words. Well, one last look at her before we slip her back. I think it's time for some breakfast and a nice strong coffee. Happy days. Back you go, girl. Yes, get in there. Well, with the fish back, and what a stunning fish it was, I'm going to talk you through a little bit about the lake and the swim itself. So the lake is around about 12 acres in size. It's very weedy and there's lots of lovely fish in here. They range from little to very big, as you can tell, and yeah, it's a very, very special lake. It's a lake that I've been a member of now for over 11 years, and a ticket that I'll probably never ever give up. So the lake itself is very weedy. There's lots of deep gullies, bars, islands. And now this leads me on to this swim and why I'm fishing it. It's very, very deep where I'm fishing, probably about 18 foot in depth. It's about 18 wraps as well, so a bit suspicious. This time of year is very, very important, I think, to be in that deeper water. And then going on to my spot itself, it's a massive spot. The majority of it is gravel, but I believe this time of year you want to be trying to find the softer parts of them spots. That's exactly what I've done. I've gone more to the right hand side of the spot, found, you know, the more siltier area, which hopefully could have a lot of bloodworm in. And this time of year, the fish are really starting to get on the bait. I've come here yesterday and put a bucket of bait straight in, had that fish, and I'm gonna probably in the next 10 or 15 minutes, knock up another mix, put a load more bait out, have a little bit of a rechuck before this, this savage weather that we've got due is about to come in. And hopefully we can get a few more fish during this session. Well, this is a rig that I've had loads of success on over the years. It's simply a slip D combi rig. It's very versatile, and you can use this as a bottom bait rig, wafter, pop up, the whole shebang, and it is absolutely bang on. At the moment, I'm using it as a snowman, and it's a rig for me that I know as soon as it's cast out there, it's not going to tangle, it's going to be fishing all the time. If you get a fish and the hook's gone, you simply just change the hook and it's straight back out there. On this particular session, I'm fishing over a little bit of silt and light gravel, and yeah, this rig is doing its job by plugging in hopefully to a little bit of silt and then just sitting away and sitting absolutely bang on. So yeah, that's enough of me waffling on. Let's talk you through a step-by-step guide on how I tie this rig. So first step, take yourself 8 inches of 20-pound blend fluorocarbon in soft. I then fold that over by 1 inch. I then grab myself 2 to 3 inches of an uncoated braid, fold that over and then attach the two by using an Albright knot. I then attach a blood aligner to the braided section of this rig. I then get myself a size 4 Colm V hook. At the moment we're on a barbless venue, so I've just crimped the barb down. I then attach the hook via the loop of the braid The next step is to grab yourself a size 18 micro ring swivel. You thread the swivel over the loop part of the braid. You get the loop and then pass this over the point of the hook. You then want to align the bottom of the swivel in line with where the barb would be, or the curvature of the hook. Next step, I grab myself some blend putty. I then mould that around the knot. Get yourself a dog bone sinker, thread that onto the fluorocarbon. I like to put this about halfway down the rig. Again, grab yourself a little bit of blend putty, roll that round the dog bone sinker. This just helps pin everything down and make sure that everything's pinned down to the bottom of the lake bed. Next, I grab myself a blend 50mm tungsten anti-tangle sleeve. I then thread this onto the fluorocarbon. Last but not least, I then tie myself a figure of 8 loop on the end of the hook link and tie it down. Currently I'm using a snowman, so floss that on and away we go. So there you go, that was a step-by-step guide on how to tie this slip D combi. Get out this autumn and give it a go. Well, the day's passed, very uneventful so far. It's actually 5:30, but it feels like 7, 8 o'clock. The weather is absolutely savage. And yeah, I want to brave the weather really, rechuck the rods so I know they're absolutely cock on for tonight. A little bit more bait out, and then I can sit down and relax and enjoy a couple of beers and a curry. And yeah, fingers crossed we can do all that. Don't get too wet, but I know as soon as I stand out there, I'm going to get soaking wet. But I need to redo them rods. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get out there and redo them. Well, that's all the rods done. It was a bit tough in this wind. It's actually died down, although it might not sound like it. The rain is actually eased off, which is good. We can actually stand out on it rather than being stuck in the lodge all day and just looking at a door. But yeah, I've done everything I can now. It's all down to the fish, so fingers crossed they'll play ball either early hours tonight or first thing in the morning. So without further ado, let's order a curry, a couple of drinks and just chill out. Well, we're getting lots of liners, fish showing on the spot, and the right hand rod is tore off. I don't think it's very big, but they all count. Fingers crossed we can get this one in, and there's definitely a chance for a few more fish. They've been all over me this morning. Yes, Joe. Yoo-hoo! Oh, that's a double. Sound. Happy days. Right, let's get this rod back out there. Well, as I was playing that fish, unfortunately it's wiped out my other rod that was remaining on the spot. So I'm going to quickly wrap this rod back up, get it back out on the spot, and hopefully we can get another quick bite. Well, I've got that rod back out, just sinking the line, get it back out on the rest, sort the other fish out, and I think, judging by looking at the spot, I'm going to have to sit on our hands for a little bit longer. No point putting any bait out and potentially spooking the fish off the spot, so yeah, just got to take your time I think this morning. Well, I reckon that is £17, 2, 4, 6, 17.6. That'll do. Well, I think it's fair to say, looking at this fish, the future is very bright for this lake. This lovely 17-pounder is part of this morning's feeding spot. I think we should have a chance of another couple of fish. The birds are now over me, and the birds were over me when I had this take. So yeah, get that other rod back out there and see what the rest of the morning brings. But I'm very keen to get that rod back out there and make the most of this morning's feeding spell. But for catching fish like this, always puts a smile on my face. Go on, girl. Yes. So I just landed that fish, and I said to you yesterday about changing the hook with this slip D. But the good thing about these Colm V's are the hooks are very durable. So sometimes all I literally do is have a little bit of a play, right, that needs a little bit of a touch up, and just quick 5 strokes. So now it's sticky sharp, ready to get back out there. Now this can sometimes be quicker than just changing the hook. I want to get this done ASAP, get it straight back out on the spot. That's the rods back out now, back in the lodge. Mr. Harris, even though it's his birthday, is on breakfast duty, and this is what I love about this lake. The social side is, well, that's why I come here really. It's all about being here with the lads more than the fishing, because my life's changed now. Being a family man, my time is very limited, and I want to be spending my time that I do have with people that I want to be fishing with. And yeah, how's it looking, Harris? Nice?
Very good.
He's having a Western Supermare. Anyway, give it a couple of hours. If nothing's happened on the rod front, then we'll put some more bait out, and hopefully we can get amongst a few more fish. But like I say, as the morning's going on, my chances of catching another one are getting slimmer and slimmer. Well, I've had a couple of fish now using this mix, so I'm going to run you through it. So first off is buckwheat. Now in weedy waters you get lots of like zebra mussels and snells, and to be fair, I can't really get it out and show you specifically, but it looks just like zebras and little snells. So that's always the base of my mix. Then I use a mixed particle, so it's got like your maize, your tares, your maples in it, big particles. And then I move on to the boilies. I'm using at the moment 15mm whole and halved Atlantic and Royal Marine boilies. Then I've got 4 types of pellet. I've got an 8mm pellet, and then I've got Atlantic, Monster Red and Royal Marine pellets. They all got different breakdown times, so that helps as you're out there. You've got constantly different signals coming through the water column. And then the good old trusted sweet corn. 2 tins of that goes into this mix. It's done me a couple of fish this session, so let's just see if it brings any more fish throughout this last couple of hours that we've got here. Well, I said I wasn't going to put any bait out, but I've had no activity now for just over an hour. Birds have moved off. Spot stopped slicking, so I thought I'd just put 10 spoms out, try and liven up the area again. As weird as it sounds, me and Brad were stood here a minute ago and we could smell the fish. We hope it was the fish. I don't think it's just my wet net, because my net's behind me, but yeah. Let's hope something's going to occur. Just I want to make the most of the morning spell, because as soon as that sun gets up, these fish are very active. They will just move to the shallow areas, or they will move off the pressure, but this morning they've been definitely out in front of me, and I want to try and make the most of them out in front of me now, but I've got a funny feeling they might have moved off. Well, just had a take, but unfortunately, it's gone straight into the weed. It's coming a little bit. There we go. Pressure's on. Well, just keeping steady pressure on this fish. Just trying to get it through many weed beds that are out there. Hopefully, it will just keep coming, but unfortunately, it feels like it's grating through another weed bed. So, now it's in the weed. But it feels like a decent fish. It's definitely giving a good account for itself. Just trying to guide it away now from another weed bed that's just down here to the right hand side. Hopefully we'll get it in. Whoa. Yay! Happy days. Oh, Christ, this is really deep. Oh, look at that. Look at that. $26.6. Well, how about that to end your session? A lovely mid-20 mirror. Didn't think I was going to get another fish. I've got about an hour left of the session, so this might be the last one, might not. This fish has clearly been on the bait because this one is really passing the bait. Literally just absolutely tore off after we've done a piece to camera. I've got about an hour to go. You never know, might get another one. Happy days. Well, the remaining rods rattled off. Said you had an hour left. All I needed was an extra 15 minutes as I was getting that other rod prepped up. And yeah, it's rattled away. Get this fish in. Doesn't look too bad actually. Decent set of shoulders on it. So just gonna concentrate now on trying to get this fish in. And hopefully we can get it up for the cameras. Well, looks like a decent fish. Me good old mucker Joe from the swim to the right of me just come down to give me a hand. Oh, jeez. Yeah, man. Seen that wee bit, haven't it? Go on, Joe. Happy days. Sorry, I was a bit like all over the place just looking at that fish. Definitely another 20-pounder. Yeah, I might have to stay another hour. Oh. Well, we just landed that fish, got the rods back out, and it's just melted off again. Can't stress how important it is when you're fishing a tight baited area to keep the bait going in, keeping them rods back out there, making the most of these feeding spells. They're definitely on the bait. Got to try and get this one in now. Happy days. Oh yes. I think we've got another good fish. Yes, Joe, it's the coat. It's the coat, Joe. It's the coat fish. Yeah. Oh, my nerves are in the, wow. This is gonna fall out, I think. 2 coats. Ugh. What the f? We get it in, it's definitely another 30 pounder. And what a session this will turn out to be if we can get it in. Unbelievable. Go on! Woohoo! Yes! Get in there. Oh, yes. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, yes. Oh, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Oh, that's why we come carp fishing. Oh, yes. Get in there. Well, this is the first of those 2 fish. This one weighing just over 31 pounds. We're going to get some photos of this one and slip it back because the second fish is bigger. And yeah, so this is one of my target fish. And well, the one in the net is one that I've wanted for many, many years. So to have 3 target fish in an in-session piece, it's unbelievable. I'm absolutely made up, and I couldn't think of any better people to share it with than Mr. Mercer and Mr. Harris themselves. So get this fish back and show you the beast. Yeah, man, let's see what we got in the net. Oh, it's just shy of 37. What's the last ounce? 36.
14.
Yeah.
15.
15, yeah. Well, that's the second part of that brace, and what a fish to end on. This is definitely up on one of my target fish. I'm absolutely blown away, and just under 37 pounds. What a way of ending the session. This is definitely my last fish. Yeah, speechless to be honest. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have making it, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much, my lover. Go on, off you go.